Now we have to do the newspapers. Mama, good morning to you.
Good morning. You're good?
Yeah, I am. You're good?
Not so good. I mean, disturbed by the shooting and killing of two policemen in Kaswa yesterday.
I think it actually brings to about 3 or 4 the number of police officers
in recent weeks.
Yeah.
That's a gentleman who lost a life in the eastern region, remember? Was shot.
And then there was the woman.
Yes,
there was the
before that.
So
it looks like there's always going to be a before.
It's probably more than 4 then.
Yeah.
If you're looking at the
I think within the space of a month,
it's 5.
5 weeks.
We recorded 5. Yeah. It's just the way that this Kaswa one unfolded. And you know, if you're familiar with that stretch, there's always traffic. So to think that this happened right there in the thick of things, we'll go heavy on this because we have some eyewitnesses and the police speaking on this matter. Yes, well, you know, yesterday, David Eklu. Oh, David Eklu, okay. Did speak to Newsnight on Joy FM and indicated that they had their commanders meeting, but they had dispatched their Central Regional Police Command to go and join his men so that they can go and see the family. So we would bring that conversation back and see where we are with this. We'll keep you updated. But let's do the newspapers. What I was looking at is actually in the Ghanaian Times newspaper. The 2 cops gunned down by armed men. Are they in all the papers? I guess so.
Yeah, yes, at least it's on the front page here and also on the front page of the
Okay. I don't seem to have it in mind, but I have seen it in a number of these ones.
Okay, so let's start. I'll do 2 papers, the Times and the Business Finder. So the Ghanaian Times newspaper will be fastest growing economy in the world. President predicts shareholders approve 127 million Ghana cedis GATS capital support for ADB. VIP cuts sought for construction of 100,000 affordable housing units. 2 cops gunned down by armed men. 3 suspects arrested. Police condemn attack, killing of personnel. Details of that story on page 15. In the center spread of the paper. All right, here we go. Well, details of all the front page headlines in the center spread. So let's do the back page. Government NMC blamed for GBC's challenges. Former Executive Director of the Media Foundation for West Africa, Professor Kwame Kakari, has made a case for consistent funding mechanism for the state broadcaster, Ghana Broadcasting Corporation, to ensure its viability in the media landscape. British High Commission donates vehicle to Immigration Service, and the Commission's been doing quite a bit in our country with the tour. And now this donation to Immigration Service. Yeah. All right, the Business Finder newspaper front page. ADB shareholders approve 127 million Ghana cedis GAT cash. VIP cuts sold for 100,000 housing units. This is John Ajekum Kufuor Foundation to help increase rice production. And a market summary as the business, the Finder turns business on Thursdays. They've got the consumer price inflation. July, it's at 9.4%. June was 9.1%. Also, interest rates, Ghana Stock Exchange. The currency is US dollar 5.277 now. Steadily going down or stable, something like that. Also, the commodity. So you can check details out in the Business Finder newspaper. That's it for me.
Okay, let me do.
Wait. Do you know who that is? Don't. Do you know who that is? Say yes or no.
Cookie. That's Cookie.
Now I can't say what I was going to say because you don't follow instructions.
Yes.
Mr. Say yes or no.
Yes or no.
So now I can't say what I was going to say. All right. Let's
I actually don't know it.
But you said her name, and I didn't want you to say her name.
I read it there.
Anyway, you were gonna do that.
People watching don't understand what you two are talking about. So explain.
What's the spread? Okay.
Now you're even showing picture. Why are you trying to shine? I just wanted to say that I have a crush on this young
This lady, okay.
And this guy has revealed everything. You don't know her, but people know her.
Okay. I was going to review the page. So let me start.
She works with one of the radio
Mommy,
stations.
you're
Right?
adding.
Okay.
Okay.
What, she doesn't know?
Charlie, this is beautiful.
No, I've never met her.
Let's start with the center spread of the Daily Guide. Koji Hanson's crash is there. Hey, Cookie.
Oh, why
I
do you
want
like this?
Cookie and Ibrahim.
Is she
to host-
Roberta Annan?
No, she's
okay.
called Sheila.
Ah.
Yeah.
She's not called that, thank goodness.
Wait.
All right,
Wait.
so
She does
let's
a show with KOD.
somebody
Is
to
that
her.
it?
Shelly. Okay, Shelly.
Is that it?
Tebela.
Okay, cool. All right.
Can we move on?
Yeah.
Oh, you stopped us.
And we have a crash
Why
on
is the
you,
picture
Cookie.
still on the screen?
No, we want to have people know.
Producer,
you know where
our
I'll buy
colleague
watch
is
it.
there
I'll
as
buy
well.
watch it.
Yes,
Please
yes.
Ben
move.
Bako is
Yeah,
there. Ibrahim
they are
is there.
hosting. They are hosting an event together.
Let me see.
The
Let me
highlight.
see what IB is doing.
IB. Charlie.
This year's edition of the
Cookie.
Ghana Events Awards will take place at the Silver Star Tower Airport City in Accra on Friday, August 30. The event, which is aimed at honoring excellence in the
Shelley.
events industry, is
Okay.
expected to attract a number of stakeholders in the creative arts industry.
I used to have friends on this
okay.
team.
Yeah. So Ibrahim Ben Bako is our colleague.
That's right.
With Joy Prime. And
Yeah.
he's hosting the event.
Congratulations
He's
to him.
a host on Joy Prime TV.
Yes.
And is not only known for his unique style in hosting, but also his great fashion sense.
Yes,
Fantastic.
yes.
So
He's
he's
a great
doing
dresser.
this.
Can we move on to another story?
Dresses like Koji Hansson.
Okay, there's Cookie is the current host of GH1's Tales
Our
of the
crash.
Powder Room. And okay, okay,
Our
all right,
crash.
okay. So she's doing this with Ibrahim Ben Bako.
Aren't there any other stories this morning?
Our crash. Cookie Ibrahim to host 2019.
Hold on. Talk about
Should I move on?
Stoneboy Shatawale.
Stoneboy Shatawale case stalls. And then we have...
As expected.
Yeah.
Now let's go to the front page. Front page of the Daily Guide has a story. UNOP's 100,000 housing project takes off at Amasaman. Baumia Jabs Mahama. Shareholders approve ADB's 127 million Ghana cedi GAT fund. Nana sells Ghana at Tekad.
Nana sells Ghana, like what on Ghana?
Yeah. Oh no.
As in promotes Ghana.
Promotes Ghana.
okay.
Yeah. The Tokyo International Conference on African
Listen,
Development.
I'm not sure a lot of people will be offended. They will just say, bring our share. He ain't changing.
Yeah, but the tragic story there is a picture of caption killed Sergeant Jamasi, and it says 2 police officers killed. Tragic. Back page, Agbaku Keme Rambo in Joje. So,
There's some alliteration to it there.
yeah, move to the. It's going to happen at A
Well,
Plaza
not
Hotel.
alliteration, actually. That's just rhyme.
Okay, Neymar could rejoin Barcelona if. And Neymar, Charlie. Let's go to the Daily Heritage. Daily Heritage. Suspension of PPA boss face saving gimmick, according to the NDC. And MMT boss others under fire. Face BNI corruption probe, and I will pass 2020 test at Krowo na Momo assures. 2 Kaswa policemen killed at Bunuburam, and suspect already have been grabbed, we're told. Okay.
All right.
That will be it.
3 grabbed, 2 on the run.
Oh, there's still 2 in the wind. Yeah, I see. Okay. Well, they've acted swiftly to grab those 2. Hopefully, they'll be able to pick up the other 3 as soon as possible. Or is it 2? They got 3, and
They got
2
3.
are
They're
out.
looking
Yeah.
for
on the
2.
run. Yeah.
Okay, shall I do the Daily Graphic?
Charlie.
All right, so I've got the Daily Graphic, the Daily Statesman, and the Daily Dispatch. Starting with the Daily Graphic this morning. Banner headline, we've restored fiscal discipline. Conditions rife for private sector development. This is what the president says at the Tokyo conference. IGP places 10,000 Ghana cedi bounty on cops killer. ADB shareholders okay the shoring up of capital with GAT funds. Details on page 16. Back page, Poor Daboya Mankarigu Road hinders security and economic activities. Yes, it certainly does. This is a horrifying road in the Savannah region. And I think somebody sent me pictures of this road actually a couple of days ago. So our correspondent has done a story about it as well. Horrible, horrible road. British High Commission supports GIS Special Visa Fraud Unit, and they've given the Ghana Immigration Service a vehicle and some computers, as well as batons and handcuffs to help them with their job in fighting visa fraud.
That's a good one.
Yeah. I'm going to do a mamabi and do the center spread. I often forget to do that, but today I will. Veep inaugurates $5 billion housing project at Ifuaman. And there are some mock-ups of what the project will look like. I have some concerns about it. We'll talk about it later. Find effective means of collecting TV license fees. That's Professor Karkari speaking there at the GBC's 84th anniversary lecture in Accra. All right then, I'll do the Statesman and the Dispatch real quick before I come back to this housing matter. You created the mess, Baumia skins Mahama over ignorant comments on NPP's financial sector reforms. This, by the way, is linked to that housing thing that I'll mention later. Finance Ministry condemns Bloomberg's negative reports on economy. Yeah, of course. They never condemn positive reports. Economic indices point in the right direction. That's according to the president. Virgil, Van Dijk, Lionel Messi and Cristiano, who will be named Europe's best player? Zlatan Ibrahimovic, Galaxy striker, hints at Man United return. Really? Okay, that's the Statesman this morning. So, 14 government appointees target Parliament, and there are pictures here. Abu Jinapo is aiming at Damongo, Kofi Jamesi, Ketu North, Alassane Tampuli, Gushegu, Amin Adam, Karagat.
Alassane Tampuli, Gushegu. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Asensu Boache. Oh, that's the other deputy. Asensu Boache. The other deputy
Chief of Staff.
Chief of Staff, yeah. I've never met him. This is my first time actually seeing a picture of him. Yeah. He's going for Bantama, which means he'll be going up against Ochim Abuaje.
Yep.
Hopes Nadoye, Kwon Katamanso, Rashid Bawa is going for the Akan constituency, which is in Oti region. Gosh, my geography has improved there.
That's fine. Because of Ghana Grant.
Yeah. The incumbent is NDC. I think he lost.
Yesterday I got one wrong.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I should have been on the Ghana Grant. So.
You should have. You should have.
Yeah.
You got which one wrong?
Boku.
Is where? Boku is where?
Upper East. I said Northern region.
Really?
In my mind, yeah.
Oh,
really?
Yeah.
Oh, you thought the tour could have corrected that?
Oh, it could have.
Yes,
I mean,
yes. It would
I would have looked
it
at
would
the
have.
big geographical.
But that's where Albert Sorry is. So you didn't know this
I'll be sorry in
before
Boko, no. Bolga.
No, I in Upper East.
Yeah, but
Yeah. Okay. Well.
And then
you
Michael,
know my friend Salifu Combat, who is in.
Hey, Roland, it's okay. It's okay.
This was a setup.
Oh. But I mean, I shouldn't have been forgetting because Salifu Combat. Salifu Combat, good morning to you.
1 a.m. show, one Salifu Combat.
One district, one family, one village, one dam, one constituency, $1 million.
Mr. Salifu Combat, we'll be giving you invoice now. We'll bill you. It will be like quarterly or something like that.
Right, tension at Ningo Pram Pram. Mike Tete warns Sam George, mind your utterances. That's also on the front
I'm
page.
still surprised that he didn't ask for a recount, knowing that the difference
was
just
7. That's fascinating. Was there not a recount?
No, he didn't request for one. I had to call Joseph Akable, who covered
No, the thing was
the
that
constituency.
it was not in doubt.
It's a question a question that I would love to ask him if I did get the opportunity.
You ask for a recount just on general principle. You never know. Some discarded ballot might end up, being accepted the second time.
He had his agents there; they were watching.
Listen, I like him. I really do like him. I don't know him.
You like Sam George?
Oh, why is the idea of liking Sam George funny?
No,
that's what I want to know.
You are alluding to Michael.
No, I haven't laughed at that. It's just
Michael,
it's just the diabot that he wanted to do with this. And
Michael, good morning.
Anybody watching will think that I have something against Sam George, but we're not even talking about him. We're just talking about Mr. Michael Watts.
Michael
Tete.
Michael Tete. He's the one we're talking about. I'm saying that I'm surprised he didn't ask for a recount. And he's a very he's a gentleman, I guess.
Do you think that's why?
I think so.
Yeah. Okay. I think
he takes defeats really well.
But that's
so cool.
I don't know if that's fair, because you have a lot of people who have invested in supporting you, and pushing you to get there. So if the difference is 7 votes, even if you are satisfied, I think you owe it to your followers to at least
Get a
make,
recount, right?
yeah, you know, and just make sure that it's all.
Hey.
That's why I think
Correct.
he's a total gentleman.
This matter.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
it was not in dispute. Oh.
that's the point.
We're
That's
not.
the
We're
point.
not saying that. See, it
I
is
know,
you.
I know. You said we had to close the matter finally by the recount. I know.
I think it was for me, maybe because I'm saying it
Yeah.
for me to
But
be.
I think I was surprised. 7.
7 was very close.
Ah,
Yeah.
anyway,
Any other issues you guys want to touch on?
housing.
Yeah, okay, all right.
I felt housing.
Aha, yeah.
Because
Let's look at the housing. They said it was what, $27,000.
What?
There was a figure. The housing.
Per unit, right?
Yes.
Something like $27,000.
$27,000.
Yeah.
The question was posed that is that not still too expensive for the ordinary person to
So
afford?
they worked it out over a number of years, and
30.
it came to something around sort of less than 1,000 cedis a month.
Is it going to stay constant? Because the CD in 30 years is not going to
Exactly, because they are going by the dollar. So yes, you're right. I mean, you have to now worry about depreciation and all of that business. So, well, for me, the thing of interest is the fact that this is supposed to cost, what, 100 million?
You said no guarantee.
100,000.
No. 5 billion US dollars. Okay, 100,000 houses. 5 billion US dollars. That's a lot of money to provide 100,000 houses. So they're building basically a whole city. Does that ring a bell?
5 of us, eh?
Saglemi.
You know, we have a lot of
Before that we had
abandoned. We have abandoned projects.
A lot of them. I pass by one every day before I go to the
So
house.
I'm so
But
glad you've made my point for me. That is all I wanted to say.
pass
So
by
I
one
think
every
We
for-
day.
have Saglemi sitting there.
Yeah.
Boteman.
Yeah.
Thank you.
There's even one at
Thank
Asokore.
you. Thank you.
Is there Asokore
And then you go and find $5 billion to build a whole new one.
Okay.
So you see, the concept is this: the priority is not to house Ghanaians.
Why?
The priority is to make a political name for yourself.
Oh, they said
Otherwise,
there are
if the
issues-
priority was
they
to
say
house
there are
Ghanaians,
issues with the existing ones,
solve
and
the
they're
problems.
still trying to solve it. But whilst they're doing that,
They are
They are
contractual
starting a
issues.
they
$5
can't
billion.
hold
Why?
if they can get a clean one to start with no issues, then that's what they're doing.
So the question is this: is it truly going to be easier to build a $5 billion estate than it will be to solve the problems on Saglemi and Boteman? Will this actually be easier? Will it also be cheaper? Now, I'm not saying this is a bad idea. In fact, if they could build this on top of everything, that's even better. Charlie, the homeless people are plenty. So the fact that they even want to do something
we
like
all
this is
need
good.
cheaper houses.
Uh-huh.
I do too.
So it's good that they want to do something like this. The question is the prioritization. That's the whole thing. Are we going to now focus on this? Because this is the one that people will say, MPP Nisi, and then leave the other ones?
So this is what This is what will happen, and I'm not a prophetess. Should there be a change in 2020? Trust me, this will stop.
They will abandon this too, right?
No.
And then.
I mean, it's easy. You can tell because
Yeah, that's
Kufuor
true.
started something, we didn't finish. Mahama started something, we didn't finish, right? So I mean, it's just like a cycle.
I have a question. I have a question. If you are watching us, I'm just wondering, why aren't you angry? Why don't you get upset that when you work and you sweat? Have you seen your payslip? When was the last time you saw your payslip? Have you seen how much they take away?
Why are you
tax?
making people angry?
Have you seen it? Have you seen it? That's how much you are paying for your country to be developed. And then people come along, take that money that you sweated for, they use it to start a project, and then another person comes along and decides that the money you gave up for that project is worthless. So they are going to take more from you to start a new project.
This one, they said we are only providing land.
Eh?
People are giving the land.
Who is
There's
giving
no
what?
guarantee.
This thing.
Read the thing, yeah.
We are providing land, and then somebody will come and build the thing.
No
we
guarantees.
Spend the money and build the thing himself.
But guys,
But the government has set the price.
Oh, it's
but
is the government that
27,000
said
is
that?
it affordable? 27,000 is
know.
affordable.
$27,000?
It's more affordable than what you would get if you went just privately
like
to buy a house.
100,000, 100 and 200,000
So,
sometimes.
so we have the population, and those who don't have the needed housing units. The housing provision and the policy should be targeted at them. So I'm thinking that if we have each housing unit, the price should be affordable to that segment of the population who don't have the housing units. And if you look at our population, who don't have them?
But you see, for them, the idea is that you want them to be able to afford a monthly rent. Okay, so they don't have to go and find a deposit. So so in the end, it's not even the total price that will make a difference to them. It is the ability to pay in manageable installments.
Yeah.
That's really how you make housing affordable for people. But I was trying to make a point. You interrupted me. Wait, let me finish. So I'm wondering whether you are not angry enough. And if you are not, let me ask you
Stop
this.
provoking people.
Oh, Mama V is important. Look, this is the reality of our lives here as Ghanaians. So as we are working hard, and we are not able to pay our own bills because things are expensive, because the economy is not being managed as well as it could be, and it's not just by one government. This has gone on for a long time. Because of that, every time you pay your tax, your expectation is that it will be used to do something that will improve your life. Because your salary itself, clearly, is not enough to allow you to live at that respectable standard that you are entitled to. Okay, but this money is being wasted. So they take 5 billion, they are going to build a new estate with it. Then they will take another billion, 12 billion, then they will go and bail out banks that were mismanaged by private people who drive past you in Rolls Royces and splash rainwater over you. They will use your money to go and bail their companies out so that their customers don't become, destitute. They are doing all this with your money. Meanwhile, if you are sick in your constituency or in your community or whatever, there is no ambulance. This government cannot afford an ambulance to take you to hospital when you are sick. Yet there are people who are part of the party-forming government who can afford 275 buses to give to their constituencies. They can afford that. But this country cannot afford ambulances. Meanwhile, you are still paying. Every month, you are paying tax. Every month, they are deducting that tax. Some people are using it to, some people are using it to award contracts to companies that will then go and sell those contracts on to others. Some people are using this money to do, have you seen how much it costs to run one minister in this country? And it's all your money. It's your money. And it doesn't matter whether you are MPP or NDC. It's your money. It's still your tax. So if even you like the people who are currently in government, if you are their big fan, they are still wasting your money. It's your money. Why are you not angry? Watch your review.
And Salif Combat is watching us. He says, Mama V, he says, tell Mama V that now that she had given me an invoice, she's qualified for guinea fowls that flew to Burkina Faso.
This is all corruption.
I see what he's been giving you. I see what he's been wiring to you. That's why.
Guinea fowl.
So this is it. These are all confirmed dedications you've been doing.
Yeah.
But
so how long is this project going to take?
Let's have a look. So $5 billion, 10
years.
10 years. 100,000 units over 10 years. Okay, it is a big project. But something tells me that in China, they would probably build this in less than a year. Something tells me, but that's China. You're right. That's China. This is Ghana, where we can't do things like that. Okay.
Any other stories?
Yeah, the vice president has been replying the former president. A lot of jobs.
So it was at this event, right? It was this
same event.
So
lots of jobs. And I said the vice president, wow.
I was watching the news. I realized the people sitting there, did they know what was going on?
Well, the
community
diplomatic community
was banks and what the former president had said, and this was like housing, whatever.
Yeah, I've always loved the back and forth between the former president and the vice president.
I haven't.
You haven't?
I have not.
No, it sometimes I have to check.
I
have to check. Like, is this 2020 already?
Are we in the campaign season? But this is the thing.
It makes the politics.
And I've said this. I've actually said this here before. The the vice president is somebody I really, really admire. And I still say, even today, I still say that he holds the key to potentially solving a lot of our economic problems. And sometimes I wonder why a lot of things that he himself was proposing and advocating before he became vice president, I wonder why some of those things are still not being done, whether it's because of him or whether there are other forces at work in government which sometimes make it difficult. But anyway, I just wanted to make that point. I'm a big, big, big fan of this vice president. I believe he holds the key to some of our big solutions that have evaded us so far. However, every time he responds to the former president, you can literally feel every Ghanaian who is not called John Mahama feeling offended. Why? That we have all been asking these questions. We've all been asking, why is the city depreciating? We've all been asking, why don't we have enough housing? We've all been asking why we have problems with electricity. We've all been asking why the banks collapsed. So we have all been asking.
So your thing is that he's replying John Mahama.
Why are you only interested in answering John Mahama when John Mahama talks about these things? Why? Is he the only Ghanaian? Is he the only one whose opinion affects you enough for you to talk? You see where I'm going with this? Why is the conversation only between him and one Ghanaian, John Mahama? Why? We are all asking questions.
Yeah, I get your point.
We are all asking questions. So why?
But look, it makes the politics exciting.
Not for me. Not for me. No, I've got to tell you. I feel like
we could predict yesterday that he was going to give a response, and we said that in the newsroom in the morning before this happened.
And he's straight out.
Yeah, we said you take something to Mr. Mahama back, and it's making the headlines, isn't it? Like you know, almost everybody says, "Oh, Vice President is responding."
So
to Mr. Mahama.
clearly, there are a group of people who like it. Let's be clear.
Of course.
There are people who are NPP supporters who, when they hear Dr. Bawumia has punched Mahama, then they are excited. And then there are NDC supporters who, when John Mahama says something that against Bawumia, then they are also excited. But why are you serving just those constituencies? Those people, they will follow you even if you walk around naked, they will follow you.
Let's do myjournline.com.
I hear the incompetence one called me.
Oh, unbelievable.
Okay, so you know what? I've been going through a certain list here, trying to check your names is on my Joy Online to see if you OGN.
Have they published the list of...
Go through the headlines on my Joy Online.
Who is GN?
Okay, so let's go to...
GN Bank.
Where was your concern for local firms during Dumso years? Bawumia asks Mahama. And then we also have Ablakwa solidarizes with Brazilians over Amazon rainforest fire. Woman 27 found dead in lavish room. Very tragic as well. Happened over the weekend, I believe. 2 police officers killed at Kaswa.
Hey, Charlie.
Kofi Ajololo angry about decision to site film village in Chebi.
Chebi Wood.
And we have British High Commission donates vehicle to immigration service, and this is happening because we had a Ghana grantor.
What?
Are you done?
No.
Contract for sales. Arrest and prosecute people.
Don't put out any false information there.
Okay, I retract that.
These people, they plan their budgetary allocations years in advance. Why?
And then the last one, footballer remanded for allegedly possessing Indian hemp.
Okay.
Wow.
So this story is actually, it's not in the graphic here, so it's on Graphic Online. Indum releases list of over 4,200 companies, individuals, and schools owing him 423 million Ghana cedis.
Wow.
Yeah. Man is angry. I was looking for your names.
Not him.
You're looking for our names.
Yeah.
That we owe GM back.
Oh, you know, like this. You know, sometimes you want to check if your own name is there. Maybe you have done something and you can't remember.
But you know what? You know what's interesting? This tells you that debate, that whole debate about, did they simply mismanage the bank? Is that what has led them to this point? That debate is still alive. I don't think any one side should simply be taken on face value. We can do some analysis here. How did the bank end up with so many people owing them and not paying? Is it that they have poor recovery services? And if indeed these people owe them money, that debt is an asset until you write it off. Okay, so this is an asset. So when the Bank of Ghana is determining the solvency of this bank, did they calculate this? How much money again?
423.
But one of the indicators also is the threshold of the NPLs, the non-performing loans.
Yes, but you see, the point is, a loan has to, be unserviced for a certain period to qualify as.
Now, we have to do sports.
You know, we have to go.
I have an account at GM Bank, a great customer of the bank as well.
Do you owe them?
No, I don't.
Where you go? You went to.
Did you monitor any sports stories the last 21?
Stay with us.
It's time for sports.